So I just want to do a quick video. I'm going to write an article about this today on my Substack, which I'll try and link below, about just the intricacies of people people who want to take kind of other people down or take other pot shots at other people. So I think that um, besides just jealousy and envy, we have like a lot of different psychological syndromes that kind of get lumped in when we talk about um, collective movements, I guess, or like the masses. Um, Sometimes people want a hero as like a collective unconscious thing, and then sometimes people want a villain, and the differentiation between the two isn't always super clear. So we can see that, you know, with the recent Mr. Beast thing, which I made just he could have been trying to be a hero, and then in a hero's like mindset just lost his way, because not many people try to go that altruistic, that much into the charity, that much into the whatever. But a case can always be made if you're trying to publicize that type of stuff. Of course, it's a good thing to publicize charitable works, but if you're publicizing it too much, then it could be like grandstanding, I guess you would say. Um, so it's difficult. It's difficult to navigate those waters, and I just kind of foresee a lot of different in the future, kind of going the way of being more independent. Being kind of more behind the scenes, I guess. Back in the day, the Taoists, would like live in the hills, and they would only kind of go in the city like when needed. So the fact that most monastic cultures are just living in the city full time now, it creates a little bit of a different dynamic where they kind of got to play the game a bit more. So it's just interesting to look at the meager little crap that I've done, which I think is insignificant in terms of like rescue teams and animals and stuff. Like, yeah, I've done a lot of those things, but like what I've done doesn't, it just takes a lot of effort. It doesn't necessarily take a rocket scientist to do them. Um, but the fact that people continually tried to like really subvert me, or subvert my efforts and take me down and all this crap, it makes you look at group psychology differently. Again, when do people want a hero versus when do they want the villain? And I'm not going to even get into the political stuff, but it does seem to be true. I mean, sometimes people want someone they can hate. They want the Osama bin Laden. They want the boogeyman. They want the they want to be able to point. Like Scarface said. They're like, look at me, I'm the bad guy. They want someone to point at and be like, he's the dick, screwing up society. So it's just interesting. It's interesting when you look at all these things. But I think it's important to always just have that like humbleness and humility, and if you're in the limelight, to be extremely, extremely careful, for a variety of reasons. But anytime you're notarized for doing anything, people are going to look at you harder. They're going to like try and find a crack in the armor. They're going to try and get in on you, all that stuff. So I think it's important that people think about these things. It's not rocket science to be a good person, but it is to be a perfect person. That takes a lot of spiritual training. Most people, they can be good, but like being great or being close to like what I would consider like spiritually like perfect. I mean, that's a tall order. Most people crack like an egg, you know, in even normal everyday environments. That's why you have people working at Subway. People who can handle a lot of pressure psychologically don't go and work at Subway or fast food. At least past their teens. These are people who didn't want the pressures that come with like a more hardcore like way of life, I guess. And so they just they do what they can, and they. I'm not saying it makes them weak, by any means. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying they might just be comfortable with that spirit, that level of effort, then that's everyone has free will, everyone has their own life, they have things that they want to do. So yeah, it's just one of those things where, I mean, look at this hilarious guy. I got some rando in my comments trying to stir the pot. So. But yeah, it's just life. Life brings its own set of trials and tribulations, and a lot of people would like to think that life is going to be simple or life is going to be easy. It's almost never that way unless you just really settle for like a meagerish existence. If you settle, things can be very, very calm and very copacetic. But if you're like striving for something, it's not going to be that calm. You know, it's just not. It's just nature of the beast. But yeah, it's just how it goes. So I just wanted you guys to really understand that the bottom line in a lot of these instances is that someone's always gunning for you. They're thinking that they can take a pot shot at you. Even if you don't think you have enemies, you have enemies. It's just life. You know. So you have to be careful. Be careful. You have to be cognizant. You have to really think things through. What will my actions, what ramifications will I have in 5 or 10 years? These are all important key points that we all need to like kind of just think to ourselves about. And the people around us, are they building us up, or are they, going to take a pot shot first chance they get and try and, put a rope around your neck? Can't really tell sometimes. Even with, intuitive abilities, sometimes you don't look that hard at people. You're just like, oh, whatever. He's like, he changes my tire or whatever. Like, how much harm can he do? But it's the little people that are around that can do the harm, if they want to, because they're not fully in control of themselves. Most people are not fully in control of themselves. They're acting on subconscious impulses, which, can have different interpretations, but we'll just say it's subconscious impulses. And that's it. So, but I just don't want anyone to go blindly into, if you do anything great, you're going to have a lot of problems, because the more you do, the more that attracts attention. The more attention you get, that's possibilities for a problem. And Mr. Beast, again, he might have had good intentions, he might have had bad, we don't know. But all I can say is, he's paying the piper for something, or he didn't handle things well, and now he's really, he's not going to be poor. He's going to have like money issues, quote unquote. But, he could have a lot of psychological stress, and that could end up causing him more problems, or this and that. It's a big thing, So you always have to be careful in life. Life is not easy, and it shouldn't be taken lightly. And we should just go about our daily lives and make things happen the best we can. So if you're an idiot in the comments, I give you a thumbs down. Y'all have a good day. Peace.